Greetings, gamers! Welcome back to another episode of Perfect Date. We are playing Chapter 5 with Philippa and Kibbles. So far, so good. Let us continue and see where we left off. I do apologize for the delay because I recently got a new job. So, I wish me luck on that, and here we are today. Let's see, we've got a lot to do still, so let's get started with a romance. Hello, cutie Kibbles, you're so cute. Heh, I know. I've had a busy morning today, so I'm rewarding myself with a longer lunch break. I use the extra time to return to what has become my favorite reading spot in the forest, to finish Sakura. Kibbles was right. It's fantastic. I am enjoying it so much more than I expected to. I'm not usually a fan of manga that is excessively bloody. My tastes tend to be more benign. This was an exception. The gore was so relevant to the individual characters and the overarching story that it felt entirely justified. I read the final page, closed the issue, and exhaled loudly. What an ending! I can hardly believe that the main character died. Spoilers, Philippa. It's too sad and yet completely authentic. I can't see how anybody could have escaped a situation like that. My thoughts are interrupted by the sound of rustling nearby. I open my eyes. Hey, Kibbles! Kibbles tumbles out of the bushes again. He's holding an adorable little satchel which is shaped like a penguin. Hello, Philippa. Have you read Sakura then? Yes, I just finished it now. It was so disturbing, but in the best possible way. Yeah, the body horror bits are epic. You want it back? I hand Kibbles the comic book. He examines it closely, clearly looking for any signs of damage or wear. After a while, he seems satisfied. He opens the satchel and carefully places it inside. At the same time, he takes out 3 more comics and presents them to me. You should try these now. They're on another level. If you want to be taken seriously, you've got to read them. I struggle to understand who I should be trying to get to take me seriously. I give up. Okay, great. What do you have for me? First, this is Hokorashi. It's about a kid who finds a puppet that lets him control his parents. And this one is called Hungry Sparrow. The artwork is sick. There's this character called the Icebreaker. He's a huge polar bear. And this last one is Kuchio Tsubome. It's probably my favorite. Oh wow, Kuchio Tsubome! You've heard of it? I've read it. It's awesome, isn't it? Well, I actually couldn't stomach it, but I don't know how well Kibbles will take that. I'm not sure what Kibbles would like from me. This is a tough call, and I don't want to make the wrong decision here. Honesty is the best policy. You know, you really shouldn't lie to people. Unless... No, you really shouldn't lie to people. To be honest, it was a bit much for me. Kibbles suddenly looks very serious. He reminds me of my lecturers in uni when I answered a question wrong, but they didn't want to come right out and say it was wrong. In what way much? I think it's a bit relentless, the gore. It's not relentless, it's integral! Really? I thought the scene where Kaeda eats that slug was just gratuitous. Totally the wrong place for something so gut-churning. What? Kaeda never eats a slug. You must be thinking of something else. No, it's right after Miharu brings her the fruit basket. She opens a banana, and the slug is inside. I remember the fruit basket, but no slug. Pulls the comic out from its protective sleeve and starts looking through the pages. Here's the fruit basket. And then it goes straight onto the train scene. No slug, see? Oh, I see what the problem is. This is the shorter version. The slug scene must be in the extended edition. Extended version? Yes, I've got it back at camp. I can lend it to you if you like. Swapsies! Kibbles looks upset for a moment, but quickly composes himself. Oh, well, I've heard the extended version is way too long. That's probably why you didn't enjoy it. The pacing is much better in the standard edition. You're probably right. You have better knowledge than me on this stuff. Suck up. He looks super happy and prances around me for a few seconds, catching imaginary insects. Okay, Kibbles, can I still borrow Hungry Sparrow and Hokurashi? He pulls himself together. Oh, so you haven't read those? Not yet. I've heard Hungry Sparrow is excellent. I'll say nothing until you've read them. We can compare notes then. Kibbles hands me the comics and packs Kuchio Tsubome away. Thanks, Kibbles. I'll bring them back as soon as I've finished reading them. See that you do. Kibbles disappears backwards into the bushes once again, never breaking eye contact. Maybe he lives in that bush. Perhaps it's like the TARDIS. Okay, so far so good. Let's go on to a recon. We do have a recon. Recon 1. There's something the professor is hiding from me. I know just the cats for the job. There is a trap door in the floor of the lab that is completely off limits. I've spied the professor going in and out a couple of times, but he always keeps it locked and it's never mentioned. He uses a keycard to enter, but as far as I'm aware, there are no copies. Strange, though, having a trap door in a tent, let alone special high-tech security. I can't help wondering what on earth could be down there. I don't know if it's the catification or this environment, but my curiosity has really started to get the better of me recently. I've spent some time ruminating, and have finally formulated a plan on how to get past the trapdoor and into whatever is beneath it. But this is more than a one-person job. I need to find an accomplice. I've made my way down to the beach to a familiar sight at this time of day. Snooty Booty, McMurphy, and Kibbles are reclining in the afternoon sun. The gang's all here! Now, you're missing like 2 people. And like 4 other scientist cats, but whatever. See? Kibbles gets it. Can't you count? There's only 3 of us. I didn't mean it literally, Kibbles, but it's good to catch you. I need a willing volunteer to help me on my mission. Philippa, my dear, charmed though I always am to see you, you really do have a particular skill for interrupting one's beauty sleep. Now, if you could just move slightly to your left, you're casting a shadow. I shift my position and lower my expectations. This may not go as smoothly as I hoped. Well, if you hoped to get Snooty Booty, you really haven't learned the cats very well. Read your journal. How about it, Murph? Fancy going on an adventure? Oh, Kara! You must know cats a bit better than that boy now. You're going to have to give us all the details before you get any of us to agree to anything. Okay. How about this for intrigue? I have discovered a trapdoor in the ground of the main lab. Yeah, what about it? Oh, you know about it already? Obviously, it's not exactly hidden. Wow, you're kind of a jerk to your girlfriend, Kibbles. So what's down there? Dunno, don't care. Only the professor goes down there, Kara, and you can't blame us for not wanting to keep him company. Not that we'd be welcome. Come on, guys, aren't any of you slightly curious? Alright, have a plan figured out. I'll use someone smart, stealthy, and skillful to be my partner in crime. Wink. Oh, Kara, there are many things I would do for you, but going into the professor's territory is not one of them. Does Lydia know you're flirting with the new scientist? I'm surprised at you, McMurphy. I thought you at least would be lured by the thrill of the unknown. Unknown, my eye! Whatever the professor is hiding down there can't be good. That much we do know. I don't even know why you asked us. How can a bunch of cats help you? I'm glad you asked that, Kibbles. I knew she was going to say that. In brief, I've already worked out that the door is operated by an automated mechanism. When the boss walks through the door, it closes and locks behind him instantly. Well, almost instantly. It's your job to prevent that mechanism from making contact. Obviously, but how? Well, I will sneak you into the lab in my backpack. And when the professor is exiting the trapdoor, I will distract him while you make a break for it. And using your epic weapon as a tool, prevent the door from fully sealing. Oh yeah, my weapon. And that would be... your pebble! Duh! Kibbles looks like he's about to scarper, and I know I have to move quick. I open my rucksack. In you pop, I knew you'd be the bravest cat of them all. Suck up. McMurphy flashes me a wink and nudges Kibbles forward. Valiant and brave, as ever. Kibbles, you're a better man than me. Kibbles gulps and slinks into my backpack. I head back to the lab before he can change his mind. Now you've got to be as quiet as you can. A muffled voice comes from inside my bag.
Hey, Philippa, your job is really boring.
Kibbles, my job isn't waiting around for people to go through trapdoors all day.
What exactly is your job?
Well, it varies from day to day. Most of the time, I'm looking after the cats. A friendly tabby called Oscar meows from his cage as if he knows what we're talking about. He probably does. You're speaking cat right now. Other days, I might receive a delivery of samples and have to run extensive tests and log the information.
Hey, Philippa, your job is really boring.
Shh! I cut him off as the trapdoor begins to open, and I give my backpack an elbow as the professor emerges. Oh, good day, Philippa. Beginning on the new samples, are we? Always good to get a head start. Oh, yes, sir. I actually wanted to ask your opinion on this one. As I walk the professor over to my workstation, Kibbles has already leapt out of my bag and darted through the trapdoor just before it closes. Oh, actually, I see what I've done. I misread the 8 for a 3. Now it all makes sense. Sorry to waste your time, Professor. Oh, no worries, Philippa. Say, may I ask when the last time was that you visited the optician? Just before I came to the island. Everything was perfectly normal, sir. Jolly good. Just checking. The professor pushes his specs up onto the bridge of his nose and wafts out of the room. I breathe a sigh of relief and run over to Kibbles. He has wedged the small rock inside the rim so that I could just pull the heavy door open. Well done, comrade. I knew you were the cat for the job. Kibbles looks proud in spite of his fear. I am pretty awesome. Victory or death! I step down to join him, leaving the pebble wedging open the door above our heads. Immediately, I can make out a staircase in the gloom, taking us further underground. By the time we reach the last step, the temperature has changed noticeably, and I realize my teeth are chattering. Don't be scared, Philippa. I'll protect you. Thank you, Kibbles. I fumble along the wall for a light switch. As soon as the lights come up, I cannot help but gasp. In front of us is a set of steel cabinets. The light glints off them and forces my eyes into a squint. This place reminds me of something, but I cannot think what. The drawers of the cabinets are neatly labeled, each explaining what is contained within. Gallbladder, claw front left, parotid gland. There are hundreds of these. Row upon row. I open the drawer labeled claw rear right. It's what I feared I would find. Boxed claw samples, each labeled with a name, number, and some notes about the particular subject. Age, weight, breed, coloring. Every component that makes up a cat is laid out neatly in front of us. As a scientist, I'm used to seeing animal parts, but there's something different about this place. The sheer volume is overwhelming. Cat after butchered cat. It's horrifying. I feel sick. I know what this place reminds me of. a morgue. What the hell is this? Is this what they are doing to the cats that die here? I wonder if they're even waiting for them to die, but I keep my thoughts to myself. I look through the notes that Papa left on top of the cabinet. It looks like they harvest these from the cats that died during testing so they can study the effects of various compounds on each of the specimens. Neither Kibbles nor I feel curious anymore. We've decided to close this particular door behind us. Wow. And that's even creepier when you realize that you don't know how many of these cats were humans to begin with. This game is dark, man. Alright, let's do a quick rest as a palate cleanser. You had a lovely nap and wake up feeling revitalized. Your energy has been restored. Magic! I was hoping it would be an event, but I guess we will do one more romance and call it good. Maybe that will help. Kibbles, I'm so sorry you had to see all that. I hope your parents aren't in there somewhere. It's been a few days since Kibbles lent me his comics. Although I devoured them on the first night, I've been so busy with work, I haven't had time to return them yet. Dying to talk to him about them, though, so today I've cleared the decks enough to spend a couple of hours with him. I'm waiting in our usual spot when the nearby bush begins to rustle. Hi, Kibbles, you there? No answer. I brought your comics back. Still nothing. I know he's there. He must be playing a game, so I decide to play along. Oh, what a shame Kibbles isn't here. I so wanted to ask him about Hungry Sparrow. He's so clever, he would know why Nyoko broke the mirror at the end. Kibbles falls out of the bushes. Obviously, she's just clumsy. Really? I figured it was a metaphor for her fractured self-image. A metaphor? Yes, because her heart was broken when Ryoji fell in battle. Ah, of course, that goes without saying. But I just feel like that interpretation is kind of tired. Really? What would your interpretation be then? I think it might be too complex for you. Let's talk about something else. Alright, what did you want to talk about? I'm starving. There's no proper food around here. I eyed the plump British long hair skeptically. Well, I've got a tin of tuna back at base camp if you want it. I could easily... No, that's not proper food. Gross. I'm talking about proper food. Chocolate, crisps, pizza. Have you got any of those? No, Kibbles, I don't. But you know how to get them. What are you implying, Kibbles? I can't just walk into the mess tent and steal armfuls of food in the middle of the day. Exactly! Meet me outside the mess tent tonight at sundown. Bring a backpack and a torch. For the Americans in the audience, torch means flashlight. The Americans in the audience, of course, mean me. Oh, Kibbles, I don't like the sound of this. Well, if you don't help me, I'll just have to do it myself. I shudder at the thought of Kibbles being let loose in the mess tent without supervision. Well, okay, Kibbles. I'll meet you, but only if you promise to be super stealthy. My stealth abilities are second to none. I'm a black belt in Kakate. I really hope so, Kibs, because we're gonna have to be super ninjas tonight. Also, that's not a real martial art. Dank. I've come to the mess tent a little before sundown, hoping to apprehend Kibbles in case he tries to stealthily barge in without me. I finally spot him stalking in the distance, using his tail to brush away any paw prints he's leaving behind. He's taking this so seriously. My heart sinks as I realize how disappointed he'll be when I explain that we can't actually rob the mess tent of all its treats. Hey, Kibs?
Senpai?
Senpai? I have to restrain myself from doing an air grab.
I just wanted to say it's an honor to raid alongside you tonight.
Yes, well, about that, Kibbles.
I promise I won't let you down.
Oh, why is he being so nice? Because he's getting what he wants? At least he thinks he does. Well, actually, I don't think this is such a good idea after all.
What? What are you talking about?
Well, I was thinking that maybe it would be a step too far to raid the mess tent for spoils.
Are you joking? You've changed your mind? Do you think I'm not up to the task? Is that it?
You look so hurt. I feel really crummy. It's not you, Kibbles. I would gladly heat up a pizza and make a salad to go with it, but I don't think it's a good idea to take any more than that. Kibbles looks at me with disbelief.
Did you just say the word salad?
I did. I'm sorry. But this really is a bad idea, Kibbles. Not only could it get me fired, but you could get sick if you ate lots of sugar and flour, and I don't want to be responsible for that.
It seems I was wrong about you. I thought you were heroic. I thought you were cool.
Peer pressure from a cat. This really strikes a nerve. I'm not sure what to do. I don't know whether to listen to my head or my heart. You can't back out now. Also, you're getting super peer pressured into this. But, you know, anytime you stand up for yourself, it doesn't always work out, so... the heck with it. Let's raid. Kibbles called me Senpai. I cannot let that be for nothing. Kibbles, I am heroic, and I am cool. Very cool. Let's raid. Kibbles does a little happy dance and fires invisible paw guns into the air.
You're sure everyone's gone to bed?
It's like 4 in the afternoon, jeez. Yes, except Zane. He's doing his rounds. He's on the other side of the island right now, which gives us about 15 minutes.
This is so cool! It's like a proper real-life loot run!
But you have to keep your voice down, Kibs. The Marigolds are doing their cleaning rounds in that tent, just over there.
So stop talking, because now we only have 14 minutes and 32 seconds.
Dun 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 dun. We've crept into the kitchen area, which is easy as the whole thing is open plan. I make a start by grabbing a pizza from the freezer and putting it into the microwave to cook. Next, I get the store cabinet keys from their usual place on a hook next to the sink.
Security is not exactly high-tech.
It doesn't need to be. We're on an island. We all get fed. Who would want to steal food?
Duh.
My backpack is overspilling with loot, and I'm struggling to zip it up. Point taken, but this is different. This isn't real food. This is the monthly treat ration.
Monthly? Then what do you eat all day?
Well, fish and vegetables mostly.
Wow. I'm so sorry to hear that, Philippa.
What?
Never mind. Hurry up. You have 6 minutes and 47 seconds left.
As if on cue, the microwave pings. I grab the hot boxes, and we're off.
So this is your place, huh?
We're sitting on my bed, finishing the last of the pizza. Yep, this is my crib.
Never say that word again.
Cover my embarrassment by tipping the contents of my rucksack onto the bed between Kibbles and me. His eyes widen at the sight of our plunder.
Oh man, there's even more than I thought!
He stuffs his mouth with marshmallows and jelly beans. There are little tears in his eyes.
It's been so long! This is the best night of my life!
Kibbles and I gorge ourselves on junk food until we can barely move.
Thank you for today, Philippa. I really needed this.
I don't feel so good.
Uh-oh, did you eat too much?
I clamber out of my tent, hoping that some fresh air will stop me feeling sick. By the time I return to the tent, Kibbles is gone, and so has the loot. Achievement unlocked. Patrician tastes. Good job, team. And with that, we are going to call it an episode. That was definitely a palate cleanser after the very dark discovery behind what's under the trapdoor. So, I'd love to hear your theories as to everything else they're testing, because clearly they're testing some sort of like hair serum and youth serum. Do we work for a cosmetics company? Is that it? Like, because that seems. I mean, animal testing is pretty synonymous with cosmetics companies, sadly. Anyway, I'm gonna stop this here before I depress myself. So you all have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching. Do the YouTube stuff, like, subscribe, share, tag, comment, whatever you'd like to do. And as always, keep on gaming.